As of 1 p.m. today, the Kingdom of Erusea has declared war on the Osean Federation. As soon as the news broke out, enemy aircraft began bombing Osean territory, causing widespread destruction. The Air Defense Force has released a statement saying this violent attack was carried out by drones. They speculate the drones were secretly transported to Osea in shipping containers and launched remotely. The Secretary of the Navy has stated that the enemy was targeting naval ports across the country. According to the Secretary, all of the nation's aircraft carriers, including one still under construction, sustained severe damage in the attacks. We have yet to hear back from the department as to the fate of Osean carriers currently at sea. Hold on, I've just received breaking news. The International Space Elevator, which is being built in southern Usea, has been seized by the Erusean army. Reports say former President Harling was touring the site at the time, but his current whereabouts are unknown. Our sources in government tell us it was Harling's policies regarding the space elevator that caused economic frictions in the area, and which ultimately led to this war. Located near Erusea, on the continent of Usea, the space elevator has been under construction for some time now. The Executive Office of the Osean Federation has declared a national state of emergency. They have ordered all its armed forces, including Usean peacekeepers, to mobilize and make the necessary preparations to launch an immediate counterattack. Ladies and gentlemen, our country is officially at war. Stay tuned for further updates.
Breaking news from ENN. Osea launched an attack on the capital today, striking Farbanti from their aircraft carrier, the Kestrel II. After a brutal battle, the Erusean Air Force successfully repelled them. During the air raid, the Osean Air Force fired missiles at the city and managed to shoot down a number of Erusean fighters. Some of the disabled planes then crashed into residential areas.
The world was screwed. 20 years ago, the Earth got slammed by an asteroid. Usea was on the wrong side of the planet and got hit. Hard. Refugees swarmed the Erusean Republic, the biggest country on the continent, plunging it into chaos. They were desperate and started a war, one they had no hope of winning. That's the war my dad fought and died in. The biggest nations from 2 continents went head-to-head, and the so-called righteous Oseans struck the deal that ended it. They fancied themselves the only nation that could bring peace and stability to the world. They even tried saving the Useans, still suffering from the disaster. That's how a space elevator, stretching way up into the sky, ended up being built in Usea, paid for by the Oseans. President Harling said he did it out of compassion for his fellow humans. But to the folks in Erusea, it looked like Osea was moving in to take over. Erusea went from being a republic back to being a kingdom. When they started this new war, they managed to get the drop on everyone.
As of 1 p.m. today,
The second the declaration hit the news, Erusean forces took control of the space elevator without spilling a single drop of blood. President Harling was touring the elevator when it happened and disappeared. Then, while that was going on, the Erusean ships that were docked all around Osea released a swarm of drone fighters they had hidden on board in containers. No one thought they were capable of doing what they did that day. With pinpoint accuracy, they managed to take out everything that was military, and not a single civilian was hurt in the process. Osea pissed lots of people off with their huge military presence around the world. Erusea didn't have the same reach, but they could hit their targets faster and cleaner. And when all this was going down, I just so happened to be in my flying drag racer. In case you were wondering, yeah, I survived. I crashed in a bombed-out Osean Air Force base, then got arrested for breaking wartime aviation laws or some crap. The world went from being at peace to being at war, all in the blink of an eye.
I'm Princess Rosa Cassette Delise of the Kingdom of Erusea. Today, Osean airstrikes have shattered the lives of countless Eruseans. Their attacks practically leveled the school I went to. It is heartbreaking.
I was tried, found guilty, and stuffed into a cargo ship. For company, I had some court-martialed soldiers. And remember those mothballed planes I told you about before? They were loaded on the ship too. We headed off down south for several days, and then swung east. That's how I got here. I was thousands of kilometers from Erusea on the opposite side of the Osean continent. For a port, it was dull as hell. It had 3 rusty patrol boats, and the base? The fences were topped with razor wire, the tower had a searchlight and machine guns, and a truck with a gun turret was parked in front of the gate. Its gun was aimed at the yard. This was a prison. This place looked like a full-on base, but half the tanker trucks were just big balloons, and the runways weren't even paved, just painted on the dirt. The whole place.
Erusea has made a declaration to the Osean Federation and all countries on the Erusean continent stationing the IUN peacekeeping force that we are now at war. Right after the declaration was made, surprise attacks began around the continent that have inflicted major damage to our armed forces. Forces aligned with Erusea are currently appearing throughout Usea. The combination of these forces has overwhelmed the majority of the continent, and they are now encroaching on us in the east. Additionally, the multinational space elevator has been seized by the Erusean military. After the previous war, the space elevator became both a symbol of peace and a valuable asset in the fight against growing energy concerns. Whoever has control of it will have enormous influence over the entire continent. We cannot turn a blind eye to this critical situation. The Fort Gray's Air Base Squadron has been entered into the order of battle to reclaim the elevator as an advance element. First, you will attack all hostiles coming in the east of Schofield Plateau to stop any interference with the Allied ground troops. The enemy has deployed several vehicles equipped with anti-air radar along the roads. You are to destroy them. They should not pose much of a threat. However, there is a high likelihood that the attack will draw more enemy air support. If that happens, fight them off swiftly and establish air superiority.
Squadron, Zordy, ASAP.
Current target is on rails, but there's still military vehicles and anti-air weaponry. Destroy the target, but HQ has made it clear that no harm should come to civilians and no damage is to be done to public facilities.
But, any aircraft shot down could land in civilian territory.
No point arguing. That's how war is these days.
Visual on the anti-air radar vehicles? They should be close.
Yep.
Intercept! RDAA! Get the radar vehicle out of there! We don't have any anti-air weaponry in place yet. We can't put up a decent fight.
Mage 2, missile away.
Incinerate! We're being attacked by enemy aircraft!
Target destroyed.
It's popping off now, Trigger. The war has officially begun.
We're using the containers now. Those weapons are meant for tactical flexibility. The radar vehicles are under fire! Can we move them?
Locked.
Mage 2, you're targeted!
Target destroyed. 5 to go.
Get the fighters out there! Protect the radar vehicle!
They've got their anti-air guns aimed right at us.
Vehicle down.
Requesting permission to move the vehicle! We can't wait any longer! We need interceptors now! What the hell do you mean the nearest airbase hasn't got any fighters?
Missile away. Target destroyed. Target destroyed. 3 to go. Continue to engage at your discretion. Enemy interceptors inbound. Prepare to engage in 30 seconds.
Wilco, here they come. Take them down. Okay, recruits. Pay attention to who's on what side. The newest IFF is connected to our entire force via satellites. It's reliable, so trust your radars.
Protect the radar vehicle! Return fire!
the ground were taken out.
Can't say I blame them.
Missile launched.
APCs have nowhere to hide. Box 2! Box 2!
The enemy has a lock on you, Mage 2. Bandit, on your 6.
It didn't connect.
Mage 2, locked.
Keep your mind focused.
Enemy transport destroyed. There's more.
Bandit has a lock. Missile fire. Evading.
Being locked onto.
Box 2. Box 2.
I maneuver behind the enemy.
Attack missed. Lock acquired.
Mage 2, bandit on your tail.
Missile coming! Break! Break! Got course. Evaded the attack. Enemy is locked on. Breaking. Missile closing. Evading.
Chaffin flares deployed. Mage 2, locked.
Golem 1, box 2.
The enemy has a lock on you, Mage 2.
Enemy's traveling a long way, so they're trying to keep this one clean.
Bandit on your back. Evade! Evade! Taking cover in the clouds. Box 2. Box 2. Enemy airstrikes have fallen. Watch out for! They have to fight.
Target eliminated.
Enemy on your ass.
Mage 2, do not leave this airspace. Current target is on rails, but there's still military vehicles and anti-air weaponry. Destroy the target. But HQ has made it clear that no harm should come to civilians and no damage is to be done to public facilities.
But, any aircraft shot down could land in civilian territory.
No point arguing. That's how war is these days.
inbound. Prepare to engage in 30 seconds.
Wilco, here they come. Take them down. Okay, recruits. Pay attention to who's on what side. The newest IFF is connected to our entire force via satellites. It's reliable, so trust your radars.
2 targets remaining.
That radar was just about to go online. We'll push the plan forward too fast. These was too far from Allied territory.
H2, they have a lock on you.
Trigger, there's one more to go.
Now target destroyed.
Lockdown bandit.
They withdraw. What? They gonna bring their buddies back from the dead? Recruiting the meeting.
That was the last radar vehicle. Great work. Radar vehicle's destroyed, but the interceptor shows no sign of retreating. Take it out. Continue with the mission. Crush as many as you can.
Enemy transports are taxiing.
Attack missed. Trying again. The enemy has a lock on me. No, they're not linked with the radar vehicle. Launch manually. Redo the setup. Here's some feedback from those warlords. Like your manuals in a language you can understand. Watch your tail, enemy behind you! Get away from that vehicle! Now! Gone for box 2.
Target has been destroyed.
Getting on block. Breaking.
H2, walking.
Squad 6, I'm in position.
On his tail.
Everything down. Evade. Going now.
That's a miss.
Box 2. Box 2. Attack missed. I'm in his blind spot. He's mine.
Box 2.
H2, missile launch.
Keep your mind focused. Enemy transport destroyed. There's more.
Break. Break.
Hostile on your tail.
Locked.
Missile inbound. Evade. Fire at the air gun. Now! All transports have been destroyed. But carrying. Taking cover in the clouds.
Hand it on your 6.
The Seekers can sometimes lose their lock-on to their targets, too.
Enemy missile inbound. Evading. Allies been shut down. This is Squall 6. Locked on bandit.
Fox 2.
Enemy on your ass.
Missile hit.
Aim over clear ground. Squall 3, hit the bailout now.
Golem 1, enemy will crash in a residential area.
Just worry about staying alive for now.
I've been over behind the enemy.
4 targets remaining.
Long to stand it back.
Fox 2.
Advised up.
Enemy's traveling a long way, so they're trying to hit this quickly.
3 targets remaining.
I'm on his rear.
Fox 3.
Missile, evading. Missile, evade, evade.
Bandit, right behind you.
H2 is down.
Current target is on rails, but there's still military vehicles and anti-air weaponry. Destroy the target. But HQ has made it clear that no harm should come to civilians and no damage is to be done to public facilities.
But, any aircraft shot down could land in civilians. Territory.
No point arguing. That's how war is these days.
Do you have visual on the anti-air radar vehicles? They should be close.
Yep.
Intercept! Fire the AA! Wait our vehicle out of there! Shit, where are the damn interceptors?
It's popping off now, Trigger. The war has officially begun.
Accelerate! We're being attacked by enemy aircraft! We're using the containers now. Those weapons are meant for tactical flexibility. The anti-air radar vehicle's been destroyed! Go for the radar car!
They've got their anti-air guns aimed right at us.
Target destroyed. 5 to go.
Get the fighters out there! Attack the radar vehicle! Requesting permission to move the vehicle! We can't wait any longer! We need interceptors now!
Fox 2. Mage 2. Missile away. Target destroyed. 3 to go. Continue to engage at your discretion. Enemy interceptors inbound. Prepare to engage in 30 seconds.
Wilco, here they come. Take them down. Okay, recruits. Pay attention to who's on what side. The newest IFF is connected to our entire force via satellites. It's reliable, so trust your radars. Jesus Christ, cabin flushed.
targets remaining. Fox 2, Fox 2.
Target has been destroyed.
Trigger, there's one more to go.
Missile. Missile.
Fox 2! Fox 2!
Missile. Caution.
I'm rising up. That's a miss.
That was the last radar vehicle. Great work. Radar vehicle's destroyed, but the interceptor shows no sign of retreating. Take it out. Continue with the mission. Crush as many as you can.
The clouds don't just affect your field of vision. They also mess with your HUD and radar. The Seekers can sometimes lose their lock-on to their targets, too.
Enemy transport detected. Golem 1, enemy will crash in a residential area.
Just worry about staying alive for now.
You're not linked to the radar vehicle. Redo the setup. You're certainly back with those performers. Like your manuals, you know what? You can understand. Nice. Fox 2! Fox 2! Enemy missile detected. Evading. We've got no recourse. Enemy on ground.
Right, so you want us to take down the enemy without damaging any public facilities? That's gonna be a circus.
5 targets remaining.
Keep your mind focused. All transports have been destroyed. But what were they carrying?
3 targets remaining.
Enemy transport destroyed. There's more.
I'm spiked. Evading.
Ammunition
No
zero.
remaining special weaponry.
Launch preparations complete. Rules are brief. Whenever you're ready. Stand clear 15 meters. UAV is ready to launch. Away. Wait.
What happened? Status report.
Multiple bogies on radar. They're close.
Wait, they're being launched.
You're clear to engage. They're probably hostile.
Judging by the way they look and
Ammunition
move,
zero.
they gotta be
Ammunition zero.
drones. Well spotted,
Missile.
clown. No doubt about it, we're dealing with
Ammunition
UAVs.
zero.
But that doesn't change a thing. Just think of them as somewhat clever decoys. Take them all down. These drones have great agility. All aircraft. You know what high G turns are, right? Use
Ammunition
them.
zero.
HQ, this is Golem 1. Bandits confirmed as UAVs.
Ammunition
Repeat,
zero.
bandits are drones.
Golem 1, that doesn't matter. Destroy all enemy fighters and get out.
It doesn't matter.
He's saying the war can change in an instant. Get over it.
Yeah, I just wish they'd give us a bit more warning. Behind one.
He escaped into the clouds.
Missile away. Missile did not connect.
Caution, hostile has a radar lock.
Missile.
You're doing good. Just 2 more. Golem 2, the enemy's reading you.
Missile.
Where'd he go?
1 to go. Let's get through this without any casualties.
It didn't connect.
On target 6.
They won't show up on the radar.
Locked.
Clouds are screwing up the accuracy.
Nice kill, Trigger. Enemy aircraft confirmed down.
The skies are clear. Nice work, everyone. Mission complete. RTB.
No casualties. We couldn't have done any better. Returning to base.
I don't know. Maybe the bandits we took down caused civilian casualties.
No point arguing. That's how war is these days. You shoot, someone gets killed. The guys in charge take care of the rest.
Current target is on rails, but there's still military vehicles and anti-air weaponry. Destroy the target. But HQ has made it clear that no harm should come to civilians. Target destroyed. 3 to go. Continue to engage at your discretion. Enemy interceptors inbound.
Take them down. Okay, recruits. Pay attention to who's on what side. The newest... Our entire force via satellites. It's reliable, so trust your radars.
You've given us air superiority by destroying their radar. The first barrier keeping us from retaking the space elevator is gone. Now is the time to group up and begin the...